Sergeant George. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, welcome inside the Sergeant's Lab. I'm Matthew George. With the 2020-2021 NBA season coming closer, it's time to look at what teams will be at the top of the league for next season. This is your top 10 NBA power rankings. Let's try to get 10 likes on our first ever top 10, and I'll do another controversial top 10. I know, a lot of 10s. Now, real quick disclaimer, this is my list in terms of how these teams were last season, what teams have players ready for this season, like if they were injured and they're coming back, and teams with their current rosters as of today's recording. So let's talk about some honorable mentions that didn't make my list at least. First up, we're going to talk about is the Golden State Warriors. Despite the huge loss of Klay Thompson this season, this team has a bunch of potential to make the playoff push. Steph Curry can well average over 20 points per game, and the additions of their draft picks in James Wiseman and Kelly Oubre of the Suns seems pretty legit, but many can wonder how Curry can put the team on his back. Next, we have the Portland Trail Blazers. They have their dynamic duo in Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, but nothing really more. Sure, Damian Lillard is an all-star point guard and McCollum is a high-caliber offensive two-guard to go alongside with a solid center of Jusuf Nurkic, the shooting touch of Melo, and the 3-and-D in Robert Covington that they got off the Houston Rockets. But this team is not a title contender, just a definite playoff team. Finally, we have the Utah Jazz, another legit contender in the playoffs, but still needs a few pieces. After losing Bojan Bogdanovic this past season, much of the scoring went on to Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, but that obviously wasn't good enough. One can wonder if Mike Conley will also step up for them, and can they actually make the playoff push for this season. They'll still make it into the playoffs despite being in a congested Western Conference. Alright, with that in mind, commencing top 10. At number 10, we have the Philadelphia 76ers. There's been a lot of rumors about either Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons getting traded. Both players going to step up when it's playoff time came in the bubble. With the current roster that they have, they are still a legit playoff team, but you wonder about the future for this team. Their additions of sharpshooting with Seth Curry and the big man defense in Dwight Howard do help them make a run in the postseason. At number 9, we have the Toronto Raptors. Re-signing Fred VanVleet was the right move because the dynamic duo with him and Kyle Lowry is pretty deadly. And Pascal Siakam has definitely stepped up big time after Kawhi Leonard left. And they will continue to be at the top of the league in the East if they stay on this path that they are in right now. Luka Doncic. At number 8, we have the Dallas Mavericks. He has been a sensational star in the league and now coming into his third season. Doncic has been a tremendous energy and leader for the Mavericks. With him alongside Kristaps Porzingis, they are legit scoring machines. However, they are at 8 because they do like on defense and heavily rely on offense. However, with the rosters that they have and Dwight Powell coming back with the ACL injury to give them the more defensive presence, they are still a talented playoff team to compete in the West. At number 7, we have the Brooklyn Nets. Durant and Irving will be back strong and ready for next season, but you wonder how the team chemistry will be with them back in the lineup. Durant and Irving will be strong for next season, but you wonder how the team chemistry will be for them and KD actually playing his first games as a Net. The offense will definitely be there, and their new head coach in Steve Nash can definitely lead them far into the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see how they're actually doing in the East. With the roster they have on paper and also with the addition of Landry Shamet, they can make noise come playoff time. At number 6, we got the Denver Nuggets. They have been a scary powerhouse, especially during the bubble. Nikola Jokic continues to prove his game all around, which has been a hassle for playoff teams to deal with, and no signs of slowing down. Also, Jamal Murray looks like a legit all-star after his performance in the bubble as well. Let's see if they can piece everything together, especially since they have Michael Porter Jr., RJ Hampton, and Bol to develop as well. After shocking the basketball world by making the finals in this year's NBA bubble, the Miami Heat come in at number 5. And hey, who knows, they could probably do it again for next season. The young core with Tyler Hero, Duncan Robertson, Bam Adebayo, and Kendrick Nunn, with the veteran leadership of Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic, is in an insane mix. If the Heat can somewhat repeat what they did in the bubble playoffs, then they have a good chance of making it back to the promised land. At number 4, we have the Boston Celtics. The addition of Tristan Thompson is a big plus for them in the center position, and they can also develop Taco Fall as well. If Taco Fall can at least average around 15 minutes a game, that will be enough in terms of defense around the rim. Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown will continue to excel on the court, and this team is still one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Now, although Doc Rivers is out of the picture and Tyronn Lue is the head coach of the LA Clippers, they do come in at number 3. Kawhi Leonard is still one of the best small forwards in the league, and Paul George is still an all-star caliber player. The team overall is still one of the best in the league with the amount of depth that they have, and the inclusion of Serge Ibaka will definitely help as well. Him and Lou Williams can still be an offensive threat coming off the bench. At number 2, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. The Greek Freak in Giannis Antetokounmpo will still be an unstoppable force. If he keeps developing like he's been doing, especially now he is a 2-time regular season MVP, and develop a consistent jump shot, woof, that's all I'll say. The trade for Drew Holiday from the Pelicans was the right move. Holiday is a high caliber point guard who can play a defense and pass. They will still be at the top ranks in the Eastern Conference. And obviously at number 1, we have the Los Angeles Lakers. Nothing really much to say honestly here. LeBron James has captured his 4th ring and 4th finals MVP and is striving to capture another one. Since they re-signed Anthony Davis, the duo of LeBron James and Anthony Davis continues. The Lakers are the team to beat for next season. So let me know in the comment section below on what are your top teams in the NBA for next season, and if you agree with my list. Again, make sure to leave a like on our first ever top 10 video. Also, to be sure to follow me on Twitch as well. Thank you all so much for the support that we've been getting as we've reached a Twitch affiliate for the past month. Links will be in the description for my Twitch channel, and make sure to follow and subscribe and get your emotes and cool stuff for more on my stream. I'm Matthew George here in the Sergeant's Lab, saluting off.